In this video, I'm going to show you how to get to the hop chamber of the modified Steyr Scout so you can install the H nub, which will let you sling .48 BBs way past 80 meters. We start by removing the stock, and you have this bolt underneath the handle, you've got the larger bolt on the main body itself, and then you have the pin that goes through the bipod. You need to remove all three of these so you can release the actual gun from the stock itself. When I took the main body off the stock, I realised that two bolts had come from the trigger box. Now, I was a bit surprised by this, but I found where one went back, and that is to secure the trigger box back to the actual gun itself. And then upon further investigation, I see the three gold screws, they are all loose as well. So I then go ahead and tighten these up too. Now, if you use the Steyr Scout quite a lot like I have done, it might be a good idea to take your stock off and just check this, because you never know, during a game you might actually lose some of these and make your gun faulty. We now have to take the magazine out so we can remove the mag well. There are two screws, one here and one here. Remove both of these and then we can take that away. Now we have to remove the two screws on the hop adjuster plate. You can see here the top and the bottom of the hop chamber. I can move it around because it's not secured anymore by the front screw of the mag well. Now we're going to start taking the receiver apart piece by piece. This front receiver is a really tight fit, so make sure you have it by both hands and make sure you have it secure. Next we need to back up the TDC grub screw so it is off the hop chamber. And as you're about to see, mine has seen better days. You've now got to take the middle receiver off. Make sure you're careful with these screws because they are very small, and as you see, I just dropped them straight away. But this is the receiver part that houses the hop unit. And the hop unit will just come free from the bottom. I've had many people ask me how I have my H-nub installed, and I've had this Steyr Scout for well over a year now, and I thought it's about time I actually checked on my bucking. This is the first time I've actually taken a look at it, and as you can see, it is pretty worn inside. You've got a lot of misting from the BBs rubbing against the bucking. So I'm starting to take the hop chamber apart here and just slowly undoing these screws to take off the actual adjuster arm. Be careful because there is a spring inside the arm with a little pin. We'll just remove the other side and take the pin from the actual hop arm itself. And now we can flick down the hop arm so I can show you what orientation I have my blue nub. And this is it. This orientation of the blue nub allows there to be a really big contact patch against the bucking, and showing you here how much it pushes down, and there's a massive surface there that allows the BB a lot of pressure. I'm going to take the hop chamber apart because the bucking has seen better days and I want a closer inspection. The outside of the Predator bucking is looking immaculate, but when we take a closer look inside, you can see that it's had a lot of wear. That's because I've probably pushed 15,000 rounds through this, so I think it is time for a new one. And here it is. For people that haven't installed a bucking before, there is a seam line inside the rubber which matches up with this seam line in this barrel. If you can see it, you need to line those two up and then just gently push it on and give it a little rub around so you can feel that it's finally seated properly. Make sure when you access the hop chamber and you put the barrel back in that the wing is going into the slot in the hop chamber body. Now it's time to put the 3 screws back in. This being the longest of the 3. Place your modifier H-nut back in. You can by all means try a different orientation, but this is the one that works for me. And if you've watched my videos, you can see that I have got a lot of distance with this orientation. You can see here just how much hop that nub gives you. You need to place back this tiny little spring back in that hole, followed by the little metal pin. And just be very careful when you're putting it back on because it can spring out. Install the other side like so. And that's one hop-up chamber back together. Now I'm just pushing the hop chamber back up into the receiver, making sure that the holes line up for the screw from the magwell. And now we can attach the adjuster plate back onto the actual adjuster system. And it's now just a case of going in reverse, putting the receiver back together, making sure all the screw holes line up. Just be careful when you're putting the bolts back in and they don't cross thread. When you're using the TDC, make sure that the adjuster plate is turned all the way off. Our receiver is all back together. So I found this out early days in that if you over tighten your mag well or tighten it a little bit forward or backwards, your mags will not come out. So just check that before you actually lock your stock down. I'm all good this time. Let's get that pin back in and make sure it's flush with the stock. Again, remember not to over tighten these bolts. And we're done. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you decide if you want to put the Modify H-nub in, and I'll catch you on the next one.